Hello, welcome to another Rebel Inc. Let's Play. This is Northstar. Now, I've been getting trolled by some idiots on YouTube. They think they come, they download a few videos. Um, I say, it's free engagement, you dumbasses, but you want to mess with my channel? You're wasting your damn time. Not only is my channel highly diversified, but YouTube has anti-trolling algorithms, so you will get banned for doing it eventually, while not really causing any harm. Um, And if you're actually listening to anything I say and not just popping into downvote and disappear, which this is the only series that's getting trolled like this, because there's some evil little shits who defend imperialism, and when it especially comes to the Middle East, and they will defend it with their games like this. Uh, I have one freaking thing to say to you. Look up Operation Northwoods, you assholes. Uh, you think the U.S. is the good guys? We talked about bombing our own cities and blaming on the Cubans so we could invade Cuba during the Cold War. This is verified fact, been declassified. Um, U.S. also had the Dalai Lama on pay and smuggled guns and such into Tibet, set up puppet regime in South Korea that carried out stuff like the Jeju massacre, and did I mention that the oil companies knew about the existence of global warming since the 70s, but intentionally buried it? So now we have Micronesia, that is the Solomon Islands, Caroline Islands, and was it the Solomon? Caroline? No, sorry, Caroline. Solomon's a different set. Caroline Islands, Marshall Islands, and Palau. They're going underwater. The Marshall Islands won't be around for much longer. A lot of them, because apparently, oil company profits are more important than people maintaining their ancestral homelands, not having them buried under the ocean or drowned under the ocean. Anyways, as for me, I continue my little quest here to do all the governors. And then I'll probably work my way to Golden Sands, which is very on the nose. Oil. It's about oil. I mean, this is all about oil, but it's very obvious in Golden Sands with the oil derricks. Uh, Tank Commander has a rough time on this map. Rough, but not impossible. Still, I'll do the Economist for now. I think these were set up for multiplayer, where your priorities are different. Or maybe it was for different corner. I don't know. Uh, hmm. Hmm. If I remember, the Economist does start with higher corruption because of our higher budget. So I'll do investigative reporter to offset that. Um. Hmm. Yeah, arms dealer, because you have to cut the insurgents in half on this map. Uh, engineer, because I need some garrisons to support that. Cool. Uh, yeah. So aside from my slightly trolling the people who are going around messing with my channel here, because you're idiots, you're wasting your time, and I hope you folks who are, if you're intentionally doing that, you either learn a thing or two from listening, or that there's severe consequences in your life for wasting your time, like you missing opportunities. doing this, messing with somebody who's, disabled long COVID, just trying to survive and trying to contribute to the world by calling attention to some of the vile things that have been done that need to be um, let's grab school supplies. Reigned in the future. Pluralism, by the way, is on the way down. The counter revolution is in full swing. You've had South Korea. Israeli forces siege Church of the Nativity in Bethlehem. And that's the positive event? I guess that means more support for coalition troops. Wait, insurgents intercepted in Charlie Whiskey. What? Intercepted from where? School buildings repaired in X-ray Yankee. Well, that's the HQ area, but how did I intercept insurgents at the very beginning like this? I don't know. Weird. School expansion. Trying to go very tall. The literacy drive is not as tall as the school expansion. But yeah, so South Korea got rid of the asshole who tried to declare martial law. They was like, oh, communists are taking over. No, it's not. It's just democracy with, some people more left-wing of that prick opposing U.S. imperialism. Not that much is going to change with these people in power, though. Maybe eventually we'll get a reunification of the Korean Peninsula. That'd be nice, but it's not going to happen overnight, to say the least. Still saying it's going to take extra. I mean, it's going to add extra inflation because it's too soon for the last initiative, but can't be over concerned with with inflation. Civil war breaks out after coup d'etat in Ivory Coast. Yeah, coup probably sponsored by the West too. I'm lucky. This will pay off immediately. International assistance as the next budget. North Korea admits developing nuclear weapons. Well, yeah, because the U.S. carried out what the leading English language historian in the Korean War says was a genocide. I'm not sure that's the right term to use for it, but it was definitely war crimes. 2 to 3 million Korean civilians were killed by the United States bombing campaign in the Korean War. 2 to 3 million. It was the heaviest bombing campaign. It was a carpet bombing campaign. It was the heaviest bombing campaign in world history. It was heavier than World War II. I mean, Vietnam may have technically had more ordnance dropped, but a lot of it was in jungle where they didn't know there was anything. In Korea, there was no jungle, so they were actually dropping it on cities. Similar with Cambodia. They were dropping, yes, on villages, but also in the jungle sometimes. 80 killed in car bombs set by Chechen rebels. Years 2003. Yeah, this is when that was going on historically. Let's grab main roads. Oops. There we go. It's only highways I can see mostly, though. I have to wait for inflation to come down for the outreach office. There's There's roads in Bravo Yankee, main roads, which cool. Building roads next to Whiskey. Prime Minister of Serbia assassinated in Belgrade. Yep. Alright, I need the outreach office. Finally, here the cherries come. Unfortunately, not before the last budget. This effective makes the whole thing cost $10, but let's see. My current budget is $36. Just do funding only. Have to wait a sec. Goes up to 40, so it takes 2 years to pay for itself. First Palestinian Prime Minister has been sworn in. I assume that's referring to the PLO, which is the government that isn't given any control over actual domestic affairs. It's a government that's not really a government. They can't control their borders, can't control their state security. This is part of what led to Hamas getting elected in Gaza historically, is because of discontent of what many people accused of being just a comprador government. I think that's selling the PLO a little short, but they were too friendly to Israel for many because, you know, slow tightening slide into fascism and ethnic cleansing. Slow tightening grip of the government and slide into ethnic cleansing in Israel, and people were kind of annoyed that the PLO was taking such a soft line of a little gradual change, international collaboration. Would be accepts responsibility for the 1988 Lockerbie bombing. Right. That's another considered positive event. Or they just want to use the game to make political commentary. The devs. Why is that in blue? I bet it doesn't affect the game in any way. I would be quite surprised if it did affect. Let's find out if I can get a coalition soldier over there before that event expires. 25. Oh no. Probably not. Alright, let's go here. Interpreters and guides. If Trent rests this war, he usually escapes. I can't pay him off. Ignoring him. Decrease support in an area where I'm not going to have any support, so the main effect is possibly an increase in corruption. I do have an investigative reporter, so I don't care that much. Although I'll wait the last minute. Ignore. If I try to arrest him and fail, it creates more insurgent fighters, which I do not need right now. Still haven't gotten effective procurement. That'll have to come next. Alrighty then. Personal health program. Need that support. That event means I need to invest in PR. $13? Alright, bank reserve increase. Gonna be spending a ton of money. Sec. Maybe. Let's do urban outreach first. And then the bank reserve increase. Still have to wait a bit if you do an event right after inflation goes right back up. Alright, PR Media Office. Shot right back up to 8% inflation. Highways. Bank reserve increase got me a little bit ahead of the game with, oh no. We get attacked there. Keeping inflation from growing faster. Telecoms time. Pay off in the long run. I'm about to stabilize X-Ray Yankee. Don't have the realist, so I need to stabilize the zone early. Telecoms doesn't pay off instantly, but in the long run it's good to do. Alright, don't want to leave coalition troops in one place too long. I want to support both of these. Come April, I'll get more money. Boom, baby. And now the international assistance has already paid for itself. Local militia time, though. And polio eradication. And now the insurgents control number of zones. Garrison time. It's a long-term investment there, but necessary. Right, development discussions. Not my favorite place for a garrison, but potentially useful. I do civil support, it's only $3. Prove my support that where the garrisons are. Need to prevent them from making their way out of the mountains, the insurgents, so. Not sure, I think these were the first coalition troops I brought in. And they're getting ready to leave. I probably need to keep them around though. Land rights. Starting to finally get hostility a little under control. That's the right numbers hostiles. I do have jobs protests in some areas, or concern, rather. Using support 51% in officer, for instance. Might be able to push these guys. Nope. Bet they're gonna push right into the city. Combat reinforcements. They're gonna need it with that kind of assault. know what? I can actually afford to pull these guys out. Since I'm almost to April, and I can bring in another coalition unit. Not suffer rep loss from extending tours. More anti-corruption. Dirt road time. It does give combat bonuses where you have the roads. Time for a development bank. So I'll remote subsidies in a little bit. Which really helps in rural zones. Really? And there's the foreign rival thing. This isn't going to work probably. But it might work on the next event. What do you attack here? It's not a terrible place for a garrison, but I don't have the money. It's too expensive, actually. Just reject it. Should decrease the time to get another one somewhere else. Protests or lack of jobs. Be fine, I already have 2 jobs initiatives. Probably just haven't rolled out enough places, like they're still going out here meeting business loans. Let's do anti-corruption 4. And a long extension. At this point, can afford to lose more. Luxury hotel. Local police equipment for zone security. Garrison. Nice. Quick support for these guys. Alright, victory. At this point, I need more national troops. Yeah, this is quicker. Alright, tuberculosis eradication, so the jobs initiatives will work better. Corner of the map. And local police expansion. Zone security. And finally, remote subsidies. Foreign rival thing. I might actually reduce support here. Alright, time for a corruption purge. So I lose less reputation to corruption, which is actually a bigger problem at this point than the insurgents right now. Anyhow. Reputation for threatening the insurgents. Just a little pressure on the rival. Ooh, they cut their support. Nice. Very nice. Those guys out there to avoid antagonizing. Oh, bloody A. The locals. Right, more national soldiers to imperil. Well, it does slow this one down. I'll have both of them soon if I waited. I did in serial, so. Really? They're getting beat up there. Airstrikes. Could have used that for the national troops. More coalition troops. It's a terrible location for garrison. You. Rep lost from that zone. I'm unstable. get when I restabilize it. Let's carry checkpoints. I think I gained 4, so I gained a net gain of reputation. Interesting. More dirt roads extend my power down towards Echo Kilo. Keep throwing insurgents to gain rep. These guys haven't been extended before. We'll extend them again. Since I'm oh so close to pushing to the mounds here. You know what? No, that's dumb. Send him home. Alright, send these guys home. I don't have a garrison here, so I'd rather keep troops there. I should travel logistics so my remaining soldiers can move about faster. Cool. It's a good place for a garrison, I guess now. Because I haven't been able to expand. I was figuring I'd rather have one here or something, but didn't work out that way. Keep throwing the insurgent leaders. Starting the last level national troops. Remote outreach. Ooh. Just saw there's camp there. Drones might reveal it too if I'm lucky. We speed up the process gathering intel on it. Civil assistance time. Investor out of initiatives so they can go elsewhere. Hit civilians. Corrupt for now. Alright, highways 2. So I can move my troops about quicker. Throwing insurgent leaders. air rotation. Alright, it's time to push in those mounds, I think. Reduce the zone of insurgent control. Just a wee bit. Rapid drone rotation. University approve. With oversight. Combat sensors for drones. I'm about to useful here. National troops can get there fast enough. Endurance. Keep this combat bonus going longer from the drone. So pressure on the rival. And victory there. Keep pushing insurgents back. Coalition troops here. Speed up whatever this is. Looks like it was police rollout. Secure this area in case of guess it's got more expensive because of the anti-corruption stuff. Dramatic fall in child mortality rate. It's improved prenatal nutrition and such. Electricity to speed out initiative rollout, particularly security initiatives. Knew it. There was a camp in the corner. So that would be the thing that would mess me up the most. Of course, the game gave it to me. Rapid air rotation. Push on these insurgents. Garrison for sure. National arms upgrade. I don't know if there's a difference between those two things. There probably is. I should check the files in that scenario editor. You can find stuff there that you can find elsewhere about the initiatives. Square precision munitions. I think it allows more frequent airstrikes. Maybe. Responds. This guy's home. Nothing but nationals now. Civil integration, faster speed up of initiatives. New football league proposed. takes away his own support level. So, no, refuse. It's not the whole region. Heavy ordnance. Push into this file zone now. Alright, anti-AD vehicle upgrade. I'll get that for sure. Strategic communications. Time for peace talks. Way past time. Healthcare concern, right? Electricity too. Speed up initiatives because the reason I like healthcare is simply because I haven't been able to free up stuff rolling elsewhere. These areas. Insurgent parties banned. Air quote democracy. Imprison all sergeant leaders. That at least is perhaps some kind of justice. Universal justice. Speaking of which, sergeants apologize. Democratic transition. Sergeants handed in all weapons. Something historically the U.S. resisted in South Korea, resisted in Taiwan. Both areas, democracy is proposed not because, were achieved not because of the U.S. or concessions, but in spite of the U.S. not wanting this because it would, quote, be too destabilizing and other such nonsense. But really it was the military dictatorships that preceded the democracies in these areas. International forces, definitely were easier for multinational corporations to bribe, among other things. So democracies are less profitable. Plan elections. More concessions. The corruption purge that increases support level. Not mistaken. Right. So decrease support. So I'll just hope for the charity event to improve support. Where you get excess funding put into charities. Come on, wasn't there another event for whatever? Refugee land crisis, prepare land. Cool. Keep demanding concessions. Guess I got all the ones I can. Thought I hadn't gotten the coalition forces one. Donate to charity. There we go. Refugees being rehoused. Just drive out my score, really. Alright. Time for the permanent peace deal. Victory in 2015. Early enough to maybe head off the historical election of Trump. If it's, the US in this region. See what I haven't done yet. I'm on the first three. Civil servant in this map. Development director, Saffron Fields. Oh, this should be a nice, easy one. But we're already at 45 minutes, so Warlord. I haven't done the Warlord in Saffron Fields either. A little harder. I think you can handle it. Oh, see you folks next video. Hope my banter is not... People like it in a lot of my series, but I'm sure this game attracts much more right-wing audience. Hence the idiots trolling my channel over these videos, over the series. It's probably like 2 idiots, and they're probably, God, I don't know, like MAGA people or fans of Bush Jr. or even Hasbro, which is the Israeli, because, you know, this Middle Eastern stuff touches on that. Who knows what it really is? Whatever it is just obnoxious behavior that doesn't really affect anything, so power to those people for being idiots, I guess. Anyways, I hope you folks enjoyed this. Take care of each other. Be kind to yourselves, and may you always find a guiding star to lead you home. Until next time, this is Northstar. I do, and best luck.